Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy NP Hype here, and I just wanted to welcome you back to another video. Now, I'd like to apologize for not having any videos for quite some time. I've had a lot of stuff happening in my life, and I've been trying to just work things out, and so I haven't had a whole lot of time to be making videos. However, that changes today. Today will be the start of more videos coming out from me. And today I would also like to start a new segment to my YouTube channel called This Week in World News. Now, as the title implies, in this segment I will be giving you the lowdown on some of the things that are occurring around the world. This week I would like to address the tragedies that have been happening in Orlando, Florida. Now, most of you have probably already heard about this, but I think it's just important to get out there to anyone who hasn't heard, because I'm sure there are some who don't keep up with American news, and if you're listening to this, hey, now you know. So, to begin, I'm going to start with the very first and least well-known thing that happened in Orlando, Florida this week, and that was the death of Christina Grimmie. Now, Christina Grimmie was a contestant on The Voice several years back. I was a very big fan of hers when she was on the show, and she had my full support until she got knocked out of the competition. Christina was tragically gunned down at her own concert when she was signing autographs. Now, that is a very, very soft target, and I think it's extremely pathetic of someone to go in and shoot someone when they're signing autographs at their concert. I think if you're going to kill someone for no reason anyway, I think that's just pathetic. Like, seriously, is your life really that bad? Do you really have to end someone else's life just because yours sucks? Because that's the only reason I can think of that you need to go out and kill somebody like that. Now, I've heard several different stories on why she was shot down, and I don't really know if any of them are true or have any gravity. The first one that I heard when the story was first released is that she was gunned down because of her Christian faith. Now, if the guy is a psychopath, then this is a completely plausible thing if he absolutely hates Christianity. If this is true, this would be a very first time in a long time that I've heard of somebody being gunned down for their faith in America. That's just something you don't typically hear about. Sure, you might hear people getting into fights over religion, but I mean, you don't really hear about people getting killed for it in America. I think that that would be a very tragic turning point in American history if this were the case. The other story I heard is that the gunman was just completely obsessed with Christina and decided to apparently live out his fantasy by shooting her in the head at a concert. Either way, this is a really sad story, and it's really just absolutely messed up. Rest in peace, Christina, and best wishes and prayers for your family. Now, the story that kind of drowned out Christina's death, because it was a much higher profile attack, was the shooting at the Pulse nightclub. Now, this was carried out by a Muslim man who identified with the ISIS cause. Apparently, he called the police and declared his loyalty to ISIS. Now, I'm not entirely sure that he was instructed by ISIS to do this. If he was, that's extremely scary. But for right now, I'm just going to assume that this is a lone attack that wasn't necessarily planned out by the actual ISIS group, and he just decided to claim it was ISIS. So, 50 people gunned down because this guy absolutely hated gays and decided, I'm going to walk into a gay bar and shoot the place up. This is extremely sad. And I think this would also be a turning point if he was actually instructed by ISIS to carry out this attack. I think that would be extremely terrifying to know that they have operatives in the United States. Now, I'm not going to say that's what it was because there has been no confirmation of that, but just keep in mind if they can convince people in America to carry out attacks on their own people, then we're in a much bigger problem than we had previously thought. Rest in peace to those who have been gunned down, and I'd be praying for your families. I hope that you get a chance to grieve through this and that nothing happens like this in the near future. The last big headline from the Orlando area was the killing of a 2-year-old child by an alligator at Disney World. Now, I was at Disney World a couple months ago, and I had no idea that there were alligators in the swamp by the Grand Floridian. I just kind of assumed it was a safe place to be at, I guess, because it's Disney World. I wouldn't be expecting alligators to be there. There's wasn't any signs that said alligators in the water, but yeah, I was in that same location and knowing that I could have been killed by an alligator. I mean, those things could take down a grown man is a really just kind of scary revelation, and I have no idea what had to be going through those parents' minds. It honestly just kind of breaks my heart. It just such a terrible thing to happen to someone, period, but someone so young who didn't even really have a chance in life to do a whole lot. And I just hope their families can grieve in peace. Anyone who's saying that the parents need to be more watchful, you need to just screw off because, I mean, these people need time to grieve. Nobody wants to go online and see comments saying that it's their fault for their child's death. I mean, that is extremely insensitive, period. And I just think it's completely wrong. Like, give them some time to grieve, please. They need it. I mean, their kid just died. It got dragged out by an alligator. The father tried to fight it off, and unfortunately, despite his attempts, he could not rescue the child. It's a very, very sad moment in that person's life, and really it just kind of sends a shockwave through the community of people who hear the story. It's just sad, and you just feel for that family. But yeah, well, guys, this has been a very, very deep and heavy conversation today. Please tune in next time for another video. I assure you it will be worth your time. Peace, guys. Thanks.